It looks like Kevin Feige has finally decided to be halfway candid about the MCU and the mistakes that he made. Let's get into this article. It's going to be good.
Gracias por ver la esquina de Jody. Thank you for watching Jody's Corner.
What's good? It's your boy Jody Joe. Welcome to Jody's Corner. Thank you guys so very much for being here. Before we get into the video, real quick, would you mind thumbs up in this video, please? For the algorithm? Or subscribe? Or share? Or do all three of those things? Because the algorithm has been holding me for a while. Kevin Feige's been really candid about the MCU. And what I mean about candid, I'm talking about PC candid, Disney candid, political correctness candid, not real world candid. This is the most candid that he's ever gotten, and even that's still a far stretch from the truth. But let's go ahead and get to see what's going on. He admits that there is a glut, this is from IGN, a glut of MCU shows on Disney+. Let's see what this means. What's going on? So, he says, I do think of the powerful aspects of Marvel, of being at Marvel Studios, is having these films and shows hit the zeitgeist. He says it's harder to hit the zeitgeist when there's so much product out there and so much content, as they say, which is a word that I hate, but we want Marvel Studios and the MCU projects to really stand out and stand above. So people will see that as we get further into Phase 5 and Phase 6, the pace at which we're putting out the Disney Plus shows will change so they each get a chance to shine. This is Kevin Feige basically saying, we put out, so that's PC statement, right? Let me real world translate for you. Hello, my name is Jody Joe, and I am going to be here to real world translate the bullshit that Kevin Feige is saying in this article to be PC so he doesn't tell the full truth. So what he basically said here, we've been pushing out too many mediocre trash Marvel shows, and we got to slow it down so we can focus on making the shows better. And because making the shows better means they got to come out slower. They've been just pushing out Marvel shows. I mean, if we really sit back and we look up the Disney Plus shows, we go down this list. Loki was okay. She-Hulk, trash. Ms. Marvel, I didn't watch it. Moon Knight, trash. What If, man. WandaVision, trash. Hawkeye, garbage. I mean, Falcon and the Winter Soldier was good. I think that's the best one. And then Loki's number 2. But I feel like all of the other stuff just didn't. That Wakanda Forever or Wakanda show coming out for Disney Plus, miss me with that. I don't want to see that. Scrap it. They won't. They'll bring it out. There's like a Secret Wars, I believe. Is it called Secret Wars coming out with Samuel Jackson and my girl Khaleesi? I'll still watch that. I'm interested in seeing that. But the Disney Plus shows have ultimately sucked. Who would have thought that Disney Plus on Marvel would be worse than the Netflix Marvel Universe? Really look at it. They got Daredevil season 1, 2, and 3, and Punisher. Those alone kill all of Disney Plus. Who would have thought? Because I hated the Defenders. I hated not Shang-Chi, the weak version of Shang-Chi. What's his name? I'm from Kunlun. I'm from Kunlun. My name is Danny Rand. The Iron Fist. Luke Cage. After episode 7 of season 1, garbage. Season 2, trash. Jessica Jones. There's been a lot of over there on Netflix Marvel. But who would have thought that from Netflix Marvel would be better than the trash at Disney Plus? Oh my God. Let's get back to this article, bro. Kevin Feige, man, you off for this Feige. Speaking in codes and shit. Look at this trash. Thor and Love and Thunder. Look at this bullshit, bro. Who will be the new Avengers in the MCU? Looking ahead to Phase 5. The sprawling interview with Feige hit on another level of topics as well, with Feige talking about Spider-Man 4, why the Fantastic Four will be a big pillar in the MCU, and more. Elseworld, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania has Phase 5 to a rocky start with mixed reviews, calling it high on spectacle but low on substance. Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania is a trash movie. It was trash when it was announced. It was trash. You gotta understand that Phase 5 ain't hitting because who are the characters of Phase 5? You ain't got Captain America. You don't have Black Panther, rest in peace to the king. You do not have Iron Man. You don't have Spider-Man, basically. Like, you said Spider-Man 4 is coming, but that's still very much a Sony product. Sony gonna have their hands all up in that thing, and it's gonna have weird interconnectivity issues with the MCU and Sony. So, whatever. Either way, Tom Holland, mid. But I think that Spider-Man 4 will be the best Spider-Man. It looks like Spider-Man 4 is probably going to be the one that I care about the most. But still, with that being said, look at the lackluster roster of who are the Avengers? Kang's Dynasty? Who's going to be in that hole? Mark Ruffalo? Thor? Wanda? Vision? Doctor Strange? America Chavez? Who's going to be in that trash? Well, look at the roster's weak. Y'all don't have hitters. The answer is X-Men. It will always be X-Men. Until you release X-Men, the MCU is going to have a problem. Endgame was the peak. We're going downhill ever since. I like some movies in Phase 4. I like Shang-Chi. I love Eternals. But that's not a popular opinion. A lot of people hate Eternals. I love it. So it's like, you're going to continue to churn out these run-of-the-mill MCU movies, and people are going to still eat it up. Watching these people, watching these blue check marks, these fake movie 2 reviewers, my peers on YouTube fake it up and lie about how good Ant-Man and the Wasp is. And even when they say it's not good, they still don't say it's not good. Their little code word for trying to get an invite back to be pressed is disgusting and pathetic, bro. That's what shilling and selling out is. And it just blows my mind. So he says that Fantastic Four will be a big pillar of the MCU. After talking about Phase 4, like Namor and Kamala Khan, and how big. Can I just tell you how trash Namor is? I rewatched Wakanda Forever on Disney Plus, and the movie got worse. Like, some of the stuff that happened in there, just Wakanda having no protection. Anybody could just roll up in there and destroy him. They got flooded with a 3-foot pool. People were flooding in 3 feet of water. He threw grenades inside the window, and she flooded. The way she died was so trash, bro. Like, what happened? You were able to push her out and throw her out and save her, but you ended up still drowning? What type of shit is that? Anyway, there's certainly been visions of it on screen, but never inhibiting the storytelling of the MCU, he went on. And that's something that is really exciting for us. People will start to hear more about that soon. We plan on that being a big pillar of the MCU going forward. Just the way they've been for the comics for 50 or 60 years. Duh, Kevin Feige. They have to be a big pillar because they're all you got left. Them and the X-Men. And you're done. Them and the X-Men. The Fantastic Four will be great. I think the Fantastic Four, his version of Fantastic Four will be good enough to keep us entertained. Basically, the Fantastic Four is your appetizer. When you go to a restaurant, you sit down. Would you like an appetizer? Would you like some Philadelphia steak egg rolls? Here you go. Here's some sliders. Here's some mozzarella cheese sticks. But even though while that will be delicious and we're like, it'll hold us over. It's just holding us over until we get the entree. What's the entree? It's that goddamn X-Men. That's what we want. And until we get X-Men, it's going to be the same problem. There hasn't been a ton of information on that highly anticipated movie other than the fact that it will kick off the MCU's Phase 6 in 2024. As Feige revealed last year that San Diego at Comic-Con, the project was announced back in 2019. Given how important they are in the comics, the fans have been long waiting a more successful version of the Fantastic Four on screen. But what you guys don't know is that Fantastic Four hit a slump. They hit a really big slump in popularity on their initial release, and then a huge slump in unpopularity. Back in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, they were a go-getting, cheesy, great family where, Reed Richards made Sue Storm stay at home, and he was a womanizer, and she was a weak woman, and people didn't like, blah, blah, blah. But now, that didn't work in the 80s, in the 90s, to 2000s. The Fantastic Four died as a comic book. People wasn't really reading it like that. It fell off a cliff. Sue Storm is very much looked down as a weak woman. Reed Richards looks trash. The Thing is the Thing. A weak version of the Hulk got his literal blocks knocked off by the Hulk. I mean, they're just a very old school looking, unappealing team in modern day. So hopefully Kevin Feige will revitalize them and make them more relevant. Okay, so there's that. And he also talked about, beyond that, he talked about Spider-Man 4. Like, Spider-Man 4 is gonna be good. So I think it's gonna be the best movie of Phase. It's Phase 5, right? I got my money on Spider-Man 4 over Fantastic Four. I think Spider-Man 4 will be better than Fantastic Four because if there is very much an asterisk to that, only if Tom Holland manages to do what it looked like he promised to do at the end of No Way Home, become a man. And if that happens, then I'll be cool with that. His role as the web slinger was in question following No Way Home, with the actors treating the movie as the end of a franchise. However, those questions were put to rest, with longtime Spider-Man producer Amy Pascal confirming that Holland will continue in the role, potentially for 3 more MCU films. Amy Pascal continues to contradict what Kevin Feige says. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but historically, Amy Pascal says what it is, and Kevin Feige be like, "Oh, I don't know what she's talking about." It's weird to me, bro. It really is. But all in all, I feel like what Kevin Feige's saying here about the quality, about what's coming, the fact that he has to sit here, take an interview to tell people what's coming. Oh, Fantastic Four, we're going to do this with that. You're going to see different changes with Disney+. We're going to focus down and hit that zeitgeist. We're going to bring Spider-Man 4. The fact that Phase 5 just started and you have to sit up and tell people what you're bringing to the table after you already told us what you're bringing to the table at Comic-Con shows me that he has to appease people and let them know that, no, this trash that you're seeing right now, it'll end. We're going to bring stuff. And it just shows that Kevin Feige he got one. I'm told you, he's an autopilot. Feige is coasting. You should have took that DC job, Feige. You should have took a Star Wars job, Feige. Like, go do Star Wars, bro. Your passion is not here no more. I don't feel it, and I've noticed this depart ever since Ragnarok. Once you let, like, that trash director Taika Waititi do that to Ragnarok, I knew that go so off script, not reading a comics, not doing research, just ad-libbing the whole movie. Where I saw that there was no preparation, time, or dedication put to Ragnarok, and you were okay with that, when Feige used to fly all over to visit different sets to make sure that they were on point, Feige's not doing that shit no more, bro. He's just like, you know what? All right, go ahead. It's all autopilot at this moment. No, man. You really got to keep both hands on the wheel if you're going to be the head of the MCU, man. You really have to continue to be that guy. It's a tiring job. It's very frustrating and all, but if it's too much for you, then quit. Go to Star Wars. You could turn Star Wars around, man. Like Kevin Feige, Marvel fans, you know, you guys, I'm a Marvel fan, but a lot of Marvel fanboys who make excuses for Marvel, and the general public. Some of you guys are just general public who don't know quality of film, but you do watch all of the MCU movies. You're in the same camp with the fanboys because you guys just, you know, your threshold for entertainment is very, very low. So I would say this. Unless the true fans back the MCU is going to continue to fall. Yes, Kevin Feige cares more about the general audience than the real hardcore fan. It's true. You can just look at the MCU and you can see he makes movies for families. He's very much Disney. I use this metaphor and it's real. DC is like Sony, is like PlayStation and Xbox. They release AAA games, hardcore games, shooters, mature games, blood, violence. Third parties come on their console all the time. And the MCU is Nintendo. And they feel like they're competing with themselves. But the difference here is that people are going to get tired and are already starting to get tired of the Nintendo formula with the whole children's movie coming. You could guarantee that every MCU movie is going to have a few things. A gang of cakey CG, bright colors, and a whole lot of comedy. That's the formula. That's what they do. They know that families, they know that children love it. They know that people with their brains turned off, or people who don't have a critical eye, which is most people who don't have a critical eye, will sit there and watch the movies and eat it up and be like, yay, that was great. I love that Captain Marvel. It was so funny. Ha ha, the cat took his eye out. Oh, wow. When the fans are like, the cat took Samuel Jackson's eye out? That's what he meant in Winter Soldier when he freaking was betrayed by a friend? He was talking about a cat? When the fans unite like that and start to dog the MCU, the general public will start to shrink away because they don't want to be talked about. On the internet, in public. Like, I feel like, you know, I'm really focusing this video on Marvel, but that's why James Gunn going to DC is going to put the fire under their feet. Feige is, if I'm Feige and I'm being a buck, if I'm Feige and I see that slate and everything James is doing, and especially after that Flashpoint trailer, I'm absolutely nervous. And he's showing nervousness, isn't he? He's making these statements and stuff, something he's never done before about the quality of the stuff he put out. Because not too long ago, it was Scott Derrickson, who was the director of Multiverse of Madness. He was the director and the writer who says, are we going to get a horror movie? It's the first Marvel's first horror movie, Doctor Strange. It's going to be rated R? Feige just cut in and said, no, it's going to be PG and you're going to like it. If that moment where Kevin Feige looked at the crowd and when he said, when the crowd said, is it going to be rated R? Feige said, no, it's going to be PG and you're going to like it. For him to talk like that to the fans, he knows the formula. He knows that y'all gonna just eat this shit up. Mama and Papa gonna take their 3 kids to the Marvel movies, and then Marvel just got 5 tickets worth of box office, baby. It's for the children's. So Marvel's gonna, and the MCU will be known as the kiddie freaking universe, and the DCU will be known as the mature adult universe. That's the way that these things are going. That's the way that things are. But they're going to really take shape, and you guys are going to see for yourselves in the future. So I think that Kevin Feige, there's a solution to this. Like, I'm a Marvel fan too, so I don't give a freak about Ant-Man. Let me keep it a buck with you. Ant-Man and the Wasp is a trash, garbage film. It is the worst MCU movie until Thor: Love and Thunder came out, which that is the worst MCU movie. The bottom three movies of the MCU are as follows: Thor: Love and Trash, Ant-Man and the Wasp, and Captain Marvel. Those are the bottom 3 MCU movies. They suck. And Ant-Man 1 was mid. It was whatever. It was alright. I ain't mad at it. But it was just it was an MCU movie. And here you coming at me with this Ant-Man and the Wasp. And you had the nerve to title that shit Quantumania. And you expect me to be like, yeah, that sounds fire. Get that shit up out of here, bro. Man, that shit was trash on announcement. And now the rest of the world is seeing that shit was, oh, god dang, Jody Joe was right. I know what Feige's doing. I know how he thinks. I know how he sees the fans. I know this shit. It's obvious. So, excuse me for not being shocked that Rotten Tomatoes gave Ant-Man and the Wasp a low score. That's for y'all. Rotten Tomatoes don't be shit to me. They have no credibility. But when it comes to y'all swear by that Rotten Tomatoes like he's your Lord and Savior. Oh, man. Y'all be just, oh, Rotten Tomatoes said this. Rotten Tomatoes said that. Freak Rotten Tomatoes. But since Rotten Tomatoes is y'all God, now that it said it's 50% and it's rotten, now y'all starting to listen. Y'all trash. Hey, freak y'all. Man, freak this, man. Hey, man, this Ant-Man movie about to be lit, bro. I'm about to watch this shit today. I can't wait to give you guys that review, man. Unbiased, of course. Thank you guys so very much for watching. Subscribe to the channel for that real content. If you like this content, thumbs up this video. Even if you don't like it, man, thumbs up my video, bro. I need some algorithm love up in here, bro. Shoot, I got a family to feed, bro. We hungry. We starving out here. But not me, but my family. You feel me? I'm on John Goodman shit. Family Guy. Peace.